The Congress of Traditional Leaders of South Africa is disappointed that initiation schools will still not be allowed to operate during lockdown alert level 1. In April, Contralesa suspended initiation schools that usually take place in June. However, they'd been expecting the go-ahead for the practice to resume. Contralesa President Kgoshi Lameck Mokoena joins us live for more on the story. Good evening, Kgoshi Mokoena. It's a pleasure to have you in News at Prime. Firstly, let's talk about the consultations you've been having with the state. What reasons have you been given for why you're not yet allowed to operate?
Thank you very much, Cathy. Thanks for having me. Up until now, we don't have any reason given by government why are we not allowed to do what we are proud of as Africans. I must say we thought the government this time will consult us as they are consulting everybody. And what people are saying now, parents in particular, because as you are aware, provinces like the Eastern Cape and part of Gauteng, they are having the summer season where they will go to the mountain. And we, as Contralesa, we are saying, if government don't act now and consult us, unfortunately, people are going to do it without their permission. And they respected the call by Contralesa during the winter season not to go for this initiation school. And I must thank our kings and queens and even parents for adhering to the call by Contralesa. And now the same parents are saying, Kgoshi Mokoena, you said let's respect government's call. We complied. But now, nothing is said about us. And there are boys and men who thought come this summer season, they will be considered. And now parents are saying, if government don't consult you, Kgoshi Mokoena and Contralesa, they will come and do whatever they don't do with us, but we're going to conduct these initiation schools this coming summer season. And we told the minister that please, let's talk about this so that the people don't defy you unless you want to see another American. So government was still giving them a chance to consult us before December, because if not, Cathy, I don't know, just watch the space.
The reality is the country is still in many respects grappling with the fallout from COVID-19, and COVID-19 still remains with us. Much of what would happen at the initiation schools also includes medical procedures. Do you think that the previous track record, in particular of some of how these illegal schools have been run, is part of the reason why you haven't been given the green light?
Cathy, thank you very much for that question. That cannot be a reason because, as you are aware, government has opened everything. Now all teachers are going back to school, all kids are going back to school. The meetings, more than 500 people are going they can have their meetings indoors, 250. Now the question is, one initiation school, for example, the Eastern Cape, you don't find people in one room and everywhere. Unless it's people who decided on this don't know how it is run. But I can assure you that this new way that is used by everybody, the new normal, even us as traditional leadership, Contralesa, we can use the new normal and make sure that we adhere to all the prescripts or regulation that was put forward by government, to make sure that all our kids, our boys who are in the initiation school, we make sure that they follow all the required rules. But if they don't want to come to us and talk to us about this, because we might need guidance from government as well to say, yes, we agree, but make sure we don't exceed this number. That can happen. But if they don't come to us, unless if they are consulting some structures that are part of government, but as Contralesa, we're never consulted, and parents are having so much respect to Contralesa, and are saying, no, if really, as you're saying, even our kings were not consulted, we don't have any choice, because the boys were avoiding that there might be mushrooming illegal schools if government don't come on board.
Sure. And, Kgoshi Mokoena, you're raising an important issue there, because COVID-19 has brought with it the need for different protocols. And one of the things that, unfortunately, again, has where there isn't a good track record is the adherence to some of the hygiene protocols when it comes to the circumcisions that are taking place at these initiation schools, and therefore leading to deaths, in some cases infections for the young boys. So again, if the industry hasn't been able to correct that and uproot that, where we still do see deaths, what makes you think that the response to COVID-19 will be different and that it will be better than how the industry has fared before?
Cathy Mohlahlana, as we speak, government has said that we are ready for COVID-19 when it first happened in our country. They said we are ready. Nobody will die. What's happening now? We cannot say in the initiation school people are going to die, while as we speak, government has got all the resources, they've got all the equipment, they've got everything. But still, our people, as we speak, are dying in hospital. Some have self-isolate. And as we speak, families are preparing for burials. And as Contralesa, we're not going to celebrate when our people are dying. Hence, I'm saying the new normal will apply to us as well, making sure that we don't do anything stupid that will put the lives of our boys at risk. That's what I can assure you. We can, as I said earlier on, if government can say, no, traditional leaders will hear you, make sure in the mountain you don't have more than 50 initiates or don't have more than 100. We will do that. But why are they quiet about us? Apparently, it is clear that this government don't care a damn about our practice as this black nation.
Sure. I'm also keen to hear about what some of the solutions then that you're willing to put on the table are. This year, in all likelihood, may be a year that registers the lowest number of deaths when it comes to initiation schools, simply because many have not been allowed to practice so far. Does that change the way that you'll think about doing things going forward?
If you remember, a few weeks ago, the king of the Zulus had the Umhlanga cultural event. That one is done annually. What happened there? The king didn't it fit to cut down on the number, and it happened. Why can't we be allowed to do this ritual and cut the number as long as we follow all the prescripts? That's what we are saying. We're not saying we're going to be stubborn and behave as if we don't know there is COVID here. Definitely, we're going to adhere to all the requirements. If government can come closer to us, we'll come with their proposals and solutions. Obviously, they might have their own proposals on how to do these things, and we remain open to any suggestion by our government. But unfortunately, if they can come on board, Cathy, I can tell you, you'll see. You'll call me again to say, Kgoshi, I'm going to come. What's happening now?
Sure, but you know, there seems to be a suggestion that is somewhat of a veiled, threat, that if government doesn't open up, Contralesa might simply turn a blind eye to those schools that do choose to operate illegally. Is that the case?
All we're saying is that the government, please talk to us. And if not, people are so edgy, people are so frustrated. Some of the boys are going to tertiary next year. Some are going to work somewhere. They thought that this year is their time to go to the mountain. And we said, no, please don't do it. And as you are aware, in the Eastern Cape, summer season is coming. During December time, we're not going to ignore some of the danger put by COVID. All I'm saying is that we're not going to just do things recklessly. But government is
are you
to talk to us as well.
Sure. Are you saying that if the state has not given you the green light before we get towards the end of the year, you are going to continue with these ceremonies anyway?
All we are saying is that if government don't talk to us, we unfortunately not going to stop. People are going to do it. That's what I'm saying. Because we're not police, we're not whoever. But if government will want to behave as if they don't see or know that there is this culture that is loved by many South Africans, especially black people in particular. Anything is possible, Cathy, but I'm not going to say now what's going to happen. But by then, if government don't come on board, I don't know what's going to happen. Because people are edgy as we speak. They're saying if this government will ignore and undermine our kings and queens and our traditional leaders by just keeping quiet about this practice that we love so much. I mean, they are saying to us, to hell with you,